Hello guys, this is Jonathan Munoz for another tip on interview questions. And today I want to tackle three questions at once. And one of them is, what is the difference between your healthcare system in your country and the American healthcare system? Or why are you coming to do residency in the United States? And the other one will be, tell me, what do you think you can learn in the United States, or what do you think is new here that you don't have in your country? So the advice I'm gonna give you, it's something I have been thinking a lot on the last days, because I've been working on a special course for acculturation. And I was thinking, wow, all that I'm learning on acculturation for IMGs is what could be meaningful for you to say during an interview process. Why? Because aside your scores that tells that you're a smart person, aside of that, there's no other ways for us to see or to say this person is ready to do to start residency here. Unlike me, for example, I went into remediation badly because I was lost. So I see how many program directors will have that fear when hiring someone. So acculturation, it's important, and it's not, there's no way to convince a person that to take the risk to hire you, knowing that you may face this problem. That's why I think clinical experience in the United States, it's becoming an important piece on the application. Of course, there are so many students or applicants that match every year without clinical experience, but the norm is for you to have some clinical experience. So acculturation has been a big problem, and there's so many studies on acculturation and what residency programs have been doing to try to tackle this problem before the residency starts. And so one of the main things that I've seen, it's a problem on acculturation, and it's divided in different components. Like professionalism is big, practice of medicine is another big aspect of the acculturation part, because it's so different the way we practice medicine in our countries than the way that medicine is going to be here. And the patient-doctor relationship is also another big part of this. And of course, the don't get in trouble by, doing silly things, another part of the acculturation process. So let me talk to you about professionalism, because I think you can use the information on this to tackle those questions. Okay, so let's go to it. Professionalism has a couple of important aspects on it. One of them is communication skills. If the way you communicate with patients is professional and at the same time empathetic, or shows humanistic care, a type of care that really emphasizes the patients as a whole, as your main interest, as all your mind is focused on this person, and you want to help everything on this patient. So how communication skills, why is this so important? For example, I see why it's important in a person like me. When I was practicing in Peru, the way I was communicating with patients was not the way I'm taught during residency. The way I was doing it, it was very straight to the point, not much empathy, not much time to obtain responses, not much time to investigate on their problems. And or whenever a patient was telling me, hey, I smoke 1 pack of cigarettes a day, my initial response was, wow, that's so many cigarettes. How do you do that? I was, even if it wasn't my intention, I was giving some judgment on my words. Or if someone was asking me, or if I was asking about sexual history, you know, like you start the question like, how many are you sexually active? And the patient says, yes. With how many? And are you heterosexual or homosexual, or sex with men and or female or both? I was asking it very straight to the point without coming first with a statement of why I need these questions, these personal questions. And now in residency, you get evaluated before asking these questions by saying, hey, I'm about to ask you about very personal questions, and I hope you see this as me trying to get to know more about you to find a better way to help you. So please keep that in mind. And no, in my country, was going straight to the question, the very personal, intimate question, without giving the patient a little heads up. So you get evaluated on all these little things that show you yourself putting yourself on the patient's shoes, and showing this way of caring, which is more protective of the person's soul. A very interesting topic, right? Okay, so that is one, communication skills. The other one is patient-centered care. And this is a big word in medicine these days. So keep that in mind. Make it part of your interview answer. Why? Because it's a big word. Everyone in the United States, any residency program in family medicine or internal medicine wants to get the nomination of being a patient-centered home. Why is that? Because the idea of being a patient-centered home, or a doctor that practices patient-centered medicine, means that you see the patient as a whole. That you don't just see a medical diagnosis or a name or a number. You see this patient has a history behind him. He has something going on today, and I have done everything I can to help him in the ways of providing resources, of talking to him, or on partnering with him to achieve an outcome that is of benefit to him. Not for me or my numbers, but for him. So why is this different than in my country, or most of your countries, or most of our countries, which are not United States? Why? Because in our countries, we practice doctor-centered medicine. And what that means is that doctor-centered medicine is the practice of medicine where the doctor is always right. The doctor has no time for little things, little discussions, or little advice on silly things. Everything is what the doctor wants to do, and I say you have HIV and that should be enough for you. Or I say take this moxifloxacin and this should be enough for you. No more explanation, no time for explanation. And the doctor says you should get physical therapy, but he hasn't investigated or asked you more about yourself. Or do you have money to pay for physical therapy? Do you have the support at home to receive physical therapy at home? So see what the difference is? Doctor-centered care does not treat the patient as a partner, does not look into finding out all those little details like mental health history of trauma, history of abuse, history of racism, or any sort of discrimination that can affect your mental health. It doesn't look into your history with drug problems. It doesn't try to connect to you in a way that you start trusting me and I align my care to your goals. So for example, when I came here, and one of the reasons I went into remediation, because I didn't know anything about the system, when I came here, I couldn't get from a patient, I couldn't get a DNR order. I didn't think that getting an answer on the goals of care was a thing. I thought that we wanted to treat everyone till the last minute. I didn't think that there were patients that didn't want to be resuscitated or intubated. And it took so long for me to learn how to have that talk. Now I'm great at it because I don't know, I did so much on palliative care that I'm good at it now. And it's for me, it's very important to have that answer first every time. Why? Because it's really important for a patient to trust you, and a patient trusts you if you show that first you know what you're doing, and second you listen to them in a way. How do you show them that you're listening to them? By asking questions and listening to the answers. Like an important question, which is the goals of care, the DNR, full code. And so I didn't know how to do that. And the idea of asking that question to me wasn't even there at that point during my first year. So I got in trouble, and I hope you don't do that. I hope you have this part clear. You have to partner with your patients to demonstrate that your care is not the one that was in your country, doctor-centered care. Okay, so we talk about communication skills and patient-centered care. That should be enough to answer these questions. Why? Because, for example, for me, when I came, that was a big thing. I didn't like the healthcare system in my country. My healthcare system was starting to change from doctor-centered care to patient-centered care with the newer generations. The older generation of doctors they were still into the doctor is the center of the universe and nothing else matters. Listen to the doctor and don't ask questions. But now, when I moved here, I started seeing that change in the newer generations. And now that I think into that, if you get asked the question, what is different in your healthcare system in your country and United States? I would say something like, in my country, I love my country. I love my people, and I wish them the best in achieving good health outcomes. But they are still a young healthcare system. They are still moving from doctor-centered care to patient-centered care, which I see is very advanced here in the United States. I would like to learn how you guys made that change. I would like to practice that medicine. And I see myself staying here in the United States after residency. I see myself starting a life here because all my family is moving with me. But I think after learning all the process of becoming a patient-centered care doctor, I will be able to help my country by talking to medical students, by giving free classes, by going into medical missions and helping the healthcare system there. I have friends that are involved into healthcare management, and I think I could partner up with them to teach them what I learned here. And the same will apply for the question why internal medicine in the United States, why it's different here than in your country, what are your goals in medicine? Why? Because I think if a student can truly describe patient-centered care and professionalism or aptitude of communication skills, then you're in good standing, because those are some things in the acculturation toolkits that always are evaluated. That programs at the end of your 3 years of training have to demonstrate how did they attain competency in this training on communication skills, on empathy and professionalism. So good luck. That's my advice for today. It was on these 3 questions. Hopefully you get it and you use this little advice to your answer in the interview day. We're very close to it. Good luck. Don't spend too much money on those companies that are trying to rip you off with, I don't know, those big packages. But it is very important for you to get some interview preparation. Good luck.